we are as a people inherently and historically opposed to secret society, opposed to secret oaths, opposed to secret proceedings. No official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.
All right. Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. It is August 18th, 2026, 10 a.m. Abe, why aren't you at work? It's a weekday. We actually have a half day today. We're all caught up, like we're actually ahead on our cabinet building and stuff. Our building and installation, we're just kind of waiting on the houses, either flooring to get done. Plus we've had a lot of rain last week, so that kind of messed with things a little bit on installing. Yesterday we went to a job site and we were there all day, just doing little stuff like my buddy was putting the crown on. I was doing doorknobs and handles, toe kicks, which is like the bottom of the cabinet where your foot would go under, little cosmetic shit like that. But it was a good day. Yesterday was pretty chill. Today's a half day, so we're gonna get a truck at noon, so I'm gonna drive up there in about an hour. This episode may come out this morning, or it may come out this evening. It just depends on how my internet is doing this morning. I have a Buy Me a Coffee account set up in the link below. If you donate to the channel, I will snail mail you a Conspiracy Corner Podcast bookmark. I will sign the back. Unless you don't want me to sign it, then I will just message me through Buy Me a Coffee. So, as far as updates though, I slept in. That was nice, and I enjoyed it very much. Not that I hadn't been getting much sleep, but even on the weekends, man, I've been like doing a lot of yard work, so haven't really had like a proper day off to just chill and do nothing, you know. But yeah, like yesterday when I got home, I just passed the fuck out. Like I didn't get my coffee during lunch like I usually normally do. So yeah, I just came home, ate a cheeseburger because Sammy fixed burgers, and I passed the fuck out. Woke up, played video games for about an hour or two, and then maybe 3 hours, went back to sleep. I'm currently playing The Frog for Whom the Bell Tolls, Game & Watch, trying to unlock Zelda Game & Watch, Link's Awakening, the original Black and White, and Zelda 1, the second quest. So I'll be reviewing those 4 games sometime within the near future. But yeah, so look forward to that as far as a Blue Pill podcast episode and a game review episode. Go check out Blue Pill Podcast. Go check out the game review playlist on YouTube. And that's about it for an update as far as my life, you know. Let's get on with the show. So I wanted to cover this while this was kind of hot on the press. Apparently Europe had an eclipse. It's bad luck to see an eclipse. Now you just seen it. You can blame me. Here's the thing about the eclipses, man. I actually watched, not last eclipse here in the United States. I purposely didn't want to watch it. The one before that was the one and only time I've ever seen an eclipse. I didn't have the special glasses. I ended up making this weird thing with a cereal box, where you cut out 2 ends of it, put tinfoil on one, you poke a tiny hole, and you look through the other end and like point it behind you wherever the eclipse is, if the eclipse is behind you. It lets you see it. It's weird. But they always say that after an eclipse, okay, the elites are occultists. We already know this. I mean, they're polytheists, a lot of them. They worship the old gods. They're into the stars. There's this famous quote. It's millionaires, blah, 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 blah. Billionaires practiced astrology. And I think it's a Rothschild or a Rockefeller, one of those two that said it. And that quote has always stuck with me. So we know that they pay attention to the stars, the moon, the sun, the luminaries. I haven't watched any footage of the eclipse. I have heard people say that the moon, they couldn't see the moon at all, which was very odd. We already know about China's second sun, the artificial sun. We'll have to do a report on that one day, a deep dive. Let me write that down, actually. I have actually personally myself seen the second sun before and recorded it. You can actually find it on my channel. It's super old. It's called Sky Phenomena. That's the playlist. I don't know. I'm like very agnostic when it comes to the shape of the earth. I'm a geocentrist, I will say that. I believe that the earth is stationary and the luminaries move around us. I think that the earth could possibly be like 500 times bigger than they say it is, and we're just on this enclosed little section. That's why it would appear flat, is because it's so huge that it would seem flat. The luminaries could be lower. I've seen weird plane videos of people flying above the sun. It's like, I don't know. I have no clue what the fuck's going on with the sky. I have to say it's very odd to me. Growing up, like, I would see a video about, like, on a VHS, because my dad used to buy these weird VHSs from the flea market of, like, miracles or UFO, like weird old conspiracy VHSs. And one of them was like a miracle one, and it had this video of an eclipse. And I remember asking my parents, like, whoa, what is that? And they're like, yeah, the moon goes in front of the sun and it makes it dark for like a certain amount of time. And I was like, when can we see one? And they're like, dude, it only happens like every 30 years or something like that, or every 50 years or every 100 years, something to where I was like, oh man, is it just me, or does it feel like there's an eclipse like every other fucking day? I don't remember all these eclipses when I was a kid. And I mean, Kentucky had 2 eclipses within the past decade. Like, here's another one in Europe. It just seems like there's eclipses like every other day. It's I don't know. It's weird. I just find it something to take note of. Like, that and just sky anomalies in general. Like, we had a meteor shower. I don't know if it passed yet or not, because it's one that, actually, no, I think only Europe's going to see it. Never mind. I don't remember all these weird shit going on in the sky, like, all the time, you know, like Cheshire moons and eclipses, and, but, I mean, you could take the Christian, mindset and be like, well, it does say in the Bible, you know, towards the end of time, there will be strange phenomena in the sky, look towards the sky, you know, but yeah, I didn't know this until after I watched the very first eclipse that I've ever seen, like, years ago. And I'm like part Native American, but I didn't know this, but a lot of Native American tribes believe that you're not even supposed to look at it. Like, during the times of the eclipses, they would literally hide in their teepees until it was over and then come back out. Supposedly it's like super bad luck, and I ain't gonna lie, I kind of believe it, because right after I watched that eclipse, like, my life for a period of time like went to complete shit. Obviously I came out the other end, that's why I'm here, but after experiencing that and after watching this eclipse, I was like, maybe there was something to that. I probably should have listened. I had a brother who was like, he brought out all his crystals and stuff and was like bathing them in the sunlight, and he wanted them to like, you know, be in the eclipse. And I was thinking in my head, I'm like, I don't know, like, if that's a good thing or a bad thing, you know, because like, I don't know, I fuck around with the occult. I'm an occultist, and I've always like blessed my tarot cards and cleansed them with sunlight or moonlight. You could do it by smoke or fire, not burning them, but I don't know what is there any occult repercussions for bathing them in an eclipse, you know? But I do know this, though, that the elites are not going to let some astronomical event like that go without doing some form of occult ceremony against us, you know? So I guess what I would want to say is, like, just make sure you're all prayed up or blessed up or what. You do that voodoo that you do so well, you know? So I was kind of looking around, and a lot of conspiracy channels are talking about the eclipse. I've talked about the eclipse in passing in the past. I've never made a whole episode on it, but I wanted to talk about it while it was hot on the press. And I get free newspapers, and you would be surprised how much conspiracy stuff is actually in these newspapers. So I want to talk a little bit about the eclipse today. Let me go ahead, fold. Okay, it's good. Yeah, it's good. So total darkness, then sunset as eclipse wows Europeans. So this is the photo. Maybe I can get it as a thumbnail. That'd be nice. Solar prominence are visible as the moon completely covers the sun on Wednesday during a total eclipse. That photo is from Arija, Spain. So we here as Americans, at least most of my audience is American. I do have people listening from other countries, so hi. Hello from America. We didn't get to see it, you know. So total darkness, then sunset as an eclipse wows Europeans. So that's kind of cool. They had the eclipse, it happened later in the day, and then they got to see a sunset. So I would have stayed for the sunset. You almost get like, you know, it's a double feature, you know. Spectators across Spain, plus, you know, the traffic would be insane wherever you're at. Like, everyone would be leaving right after the eclipse. It's like, no, I'll stay for the sunset and wait for the traffic to die down. Spectators across Spain watched in wonder, some whipping off their protective glasses and rising to their feet in unison as a rare total eclipse swept across the north of the country on Wednesday evening, plunging it into darkness. Do you guys remember that video? If you haven't seen it, go look it up. And maybe if we have time, we'll pull it up. But Donald Trump, it was Barron and Melania, and they're both watching the eclipse because it was during his first term, and he's just looking up with no glasses on, no protective glasses on. Everyone else has protective glasses on. And look, man, I don't like Trump, but you gotta admit, he is fucking hilarious sometimes. And you can hear off camera one of the Secret Service going, Mr. President, don't look. And he's like, what? And one of them walks up and gives him glasses, and he's like, oh, okay. This guy was just destroying his retinas, just searing his retinas out of his eyeballs. It reminded me of that SpongeBob meme. Spain deployed a massive police contingent and set up a special viewing spots across rural areas that offered the best views of the spectacle. Viewers in Buitrago de la Zoya a rural district north of Madrid, clapped and cheered as the sky dimmed and Bailey's beads, bright point of the sunlight that shine around the edge of the moon during a total eclipse, glistened on the horizon just after 8:30 p.m. local time, lasting barely a minute. I don't remember how long ours lasted. I feel like it was longer than a minute, though. Had to have been like 2 or 3. So, here's the thing. There's a lot, and you see that this is very common and popular within the conspiracy community. Fear-mongering. I try not to do that with this channel. Don't get me wrong, like, I cover some heavy, dark shit. Like, shit, the last Conspiracy Corner episode we did, I was talking about how 2027 is going to be the hottest year. And I actually kind of got into the whole fear-mongering thing of it. A lot of these channels, man, and I used to be a journalist, right? So, fear sells. You know, there's this famous story that there used to be a newspaper called the Good News newspaper. And it was a newspaper you could buy a subscription to, and it only tells good news. And the company went under. You can actually look this up. It's a true story. I might have the name of the paper wrong, but you can find it out there. And I remember my dad telling me about it, and I'm like, as a little kid, I was like, why? That sounds awesome. Like, it only reports good news, like nothing negative. And he's like, by the way, there's a podcast who kind of does the same thing. It's called, it's from LPN. It's Brighter Side Podcast, I think, or something like that, where they'll take a negative and just they always find the positive out of it. It's kind of a cool concept for a podcast. Anyways, but fear sells, and we all fall victim to it, whether you like to or not. I'm not gonna lie, if I see the roads blocked off and there's sirens and ambulances and fireworks, I'm gonna turn my head and look when I drive by and pass. Whether you admit it or not, dude, you know you do it. By the way, it's not always, I'm not like bashing on you if you're falling victim of fear mongering, because it's in us, you know. Like, even as like a writer, I remember taking creative writing classes, and they would say, like, you have to have a problem, a climax, and then a solution, which would be like the downfall of the story and then end the story. You can't have a good book, novel, movie, video game, anything that tells a story. You have to have like some form of conflict in there, a negative. Otherwise, it would just be boring as fuck. It wouldn't make it, you know. Now, unless you're like telling your friend a story or something, you don't have to have a conflict. You can just be like, yeah, this weekend, you know, I went and had a good time at the beach, you know, blah, blah, blah. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, don't watch the eclipse. Because some of these events are like rare as fuck. Like the eclipse that I seen, I made sure to watch it. Because it's kind of like a bucket list thing of like, I have to see this before I die. So that way I can say I seen with my naked eyes an eclipse. And I just feel like a lot of these channels, man, they tell people, don't watch it, you know? And it's like, well, you're going to miss out on like something astronomically amazing and beautiful. You know, just because the elites use these things as dark rituals doesn't mean you have to. Who says you have to? Use it as a ritual, a good ritual, you know? I mean, look at it symbolically. Like, I mean, it's like, oh, it covers us in darkness, but the sun always comes back out, you know? There's light at the end of the tunnel. There's light at the other side, on the other side, you know? Like, use it as something like that, something woo-woo that means something to you, you know? I don't know, I just wanted to say that. I see it a lot within our community of, like, content creators trying to control their audience and tell them what to do. It's really weird. I got in a little argument with Truth Seeker the other day in his comment section of, he's like, I said something like, he was talking about Rick and Morty, and I was like, oh, I love Rick and Morty. He said, you shouldn't be watching that satanic stuff. And I just commented back, like, real snarky, like, why? I said, I have no problem with Satanism. I actually agree with like 95% of it. And he didn't message back. Surprised he didn't delete it, because he's kind of a douche, you know. He's one of those that is like super fear-mongering and tells his audience what they can and can't do. It's funny. So, quote, it's impressive how the colors return little by little after totality. First the reds and then the blues, just like at dawn and at sunset, totally deceiving your brain, said economist Diego Fernandez, 32. Rafael Jimenez, 50, a resident of Madrid, said that the event felt like science fiction. It was an absurd scene. We even got soaked when the garden's sprinklers kicked in, he said. Seriously, they couldn't turn the sprinklers off for that one day, that one event. That's hilarious. You know that whoever was like the lawn guy for that was like, fuck it, I'm gonna leave it on just to be a dick. He's at home probably like drinking a beer, like, haha, should be going off any minute. I ain't gonna lie, I could see me doing something evil like that. Like, I wouldn't say it's evil, just like some shenanigans, you know? Like, there's gonna be 100 people in this field, let the sprinklers go off. I'll pretend like I forgot to turn them off, you know? And then, just like that, we were watching the sunset again. Which is, like I said, that's pretty cool. It's almost like a double feature. Spain's turn, God's double feature, you know? Spain's turn with the eclipse followed shortly after a less remarkable spectacle over much overcast Iceland. Although through a break in the clouds in the far west of the Nordic country, allowed holidaymakers and locals a glimpse of celestial phenomena. The eclipse was hidden behind clouds in central... I am not trying to pronounce that. That is Nordic. Nope. Reykjavik. Actually, that wasn't too hard. Reykjavik. Although the darkness of the totality was still evident. You know, dude, in Iceland, man, with all the Nordic people there has to be some deep paganism still there. So I'm sure they were using the ritual, you know, the event as a ritual, you know, which I don't see anything wrong with that. You know, you guys know me, I practice witchcraft. I'm an occultist. Like, I believe it's the older religion, you know, the original religion. If anything, it actually Christianity came out of paganism, you know. It was, quote, it was like the whole day came at once, and I felt goosebumps because it just made us think about the shortness of life, how time can be different, and it depends on your perspective. Lawyer Eduardo Ortiz, 33, told Reuters in the Icelandic capital. There is something mystical about it. I don't remember if I got goosebumps per se, but it felt eerie when everything goes dark. It was a little creepy and foreboding, but like, I don't know, at the same time too, like, we just kind of chilled out in the yard with the blanket and enjoyed it. I don't know. It's a day I'll never forget. It was cool. It was neat. I had a good time. Millions of people gathered in Iceland and northern Spain to witness Western Europe's first total solar eclipse in 27 years. Okay, so that kind of debunks at least what I said as far as Europe. Now, America, like, it seems like we have an eclipse like once a month. It's fucking weird. I don't know if it's because of the spot we're in. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like it's, like, they said they haven't had one in 27 years, so, you know, I guess that kind of debunks what I said at the beginning of this. Am I crazy, though? Does it feel like, do you guys remember all these eclipses? And I'm not even talking just eclipses, though. Like, I'm talking weird sky phenomena. I don't remember like every other day there being something special in the sky. Like I remember my parents going, "Oh, there's going to be a harvest moon coming up or a full moon," like normal shit, you know. Brian May, former guitarist for the rock band Queen, oh that's cool, was among them. He traveled to an observatory in Spain's Teruel province and chronicled the experience on his Instagram page. Of course, he would have the money to go to an actual observatory. "Here we go," he said. "The sun is disappearing. It's amazing." He said as the eclipse reached its climax, and bystanders burst into cheers and applause after a countdown. That shit drives me nuts, dude. Like when there's like a concert or something that you should be like having your 100% attention. You know, to snap a photo here and there is cool, but like to sit there and be posting on Instagram while you could be watching this beautiful eclipse is just hilarious to me. I don't know. It's sad. You ever see those videos of people at concerts and every single person has a fucking phone out? It's like, yet they won't let you bring a camera in. It's really weird. It's like, dude, everyone has a camera on their phone. Like, if you're a band or a rapper who doesn't allow someone to bring in a camera at your concert, you're kind of silly. Because it's like, unless you're like Joe Rogan and you're going to take away everyone's cell phone at the beginning of shit, like, I'm sorry, but it's getting out there. Like, you know, the concert I went to where they wouldn't allow cameras and shit, someone recorded it pretty much the whole concert and put it out on YouTube because I could see myself in the front row. I was like, I'll be damned. It's like, dude, whether you like it or not, dude, it's getting out there. It's 2026, man. So in Spain, authorities were expecting up to 6 million visitors in mostly rural areas under the eclipse's path across the north of Spain and Balearic Islands. Balearic Islands? And I'm not stretching there either because Bell and Ball has been noticed even in like Ireland, Scotland, England. So, I mean, Ball worship was everywhere. So that's not me stretching. The Iberian Peninsula last witnessed a total solar eclipse in 1912, but another is due on August 2nd, 2027, and an annular eclipse will follow in January 2028, completing the so-called Iberian Eclipse Trio. So, right before 2030, it is strange, it is weird. Like I said, these elites, they plan... I wouldn't say they plan these events, but they plan around these events. They are occultists, you know. I mean, these are the types of people who have their children induced on certain days because their star charts and like certain occult meanings, and it's interesting. So I am curious. I mean, we're already in 2026. This year's like halfway over. We're getting into fall soon. I am very curious as to see what happens ramping up to 2030 because they're rushing towards this date. I don't know why. I've talked about it in this channel multiple times. The only thing I can do is kind of agree with Red Pill Paradigm that they want to see complete one world order in their lifetime. Maybe there's some occult significance of 2030 of like that year. I would like to see what Helena Blavatsky has to say about it. If she had any weird prophecy of 2030, or Crowley, or, you know, Eliphas Levi, one of these occultists, you know. I think that something's going to happen, like an actual event is going to happen, because why would they be building all these bunkers and data centers, which a lot of people think those are, you know, powering something below cities and shit. It does, I mean, that's not that far-fetched. They've literally come out in the mainstream news and said, yeah, we have underground cities. Like, it's, I don't know, it's crazy. So Totality reached Iceland's westernmost coast at about 5:44 p.m. local time, casting the far west of the island nation into total darkness for up to 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to talk about that. Talk about the eclipse. Let me know what you guys think about it. I try not to spread fear mongering. Use it as something positive. If they're planning something evil, use it and the energy in the air. And if you made a ritual, hopefully it was a good ritual. I mean, we can fight them. You can fight fire with fire, you know. I don't know. I love y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe. Y'all have a good day.